centuries, the waters in and around the Bay of Llandudno and up into the Conwy Valley have hidden secrets. Secrets which we have all sought to understand. Like the Norsemen, who first tried to land on our shores over 1,000 years ago when, through the morning mists, the head of the great orm appeared like a creature of the deep, warning them away from our shores. And as they took news of this great sea monster back to their homeland, well, we too started to tell stories in an effort to understand what might lie beneath the waves. And in some of those stories, there's an insatiable need to control whatever it is we find. In the same way that the elders of the Conwy Valley in ancient times sent the mighty Hugh Gadarn and his two colossal beasts, his Ychan Banog, to banish the serpent-like Avanc from the Conwy River. They tricked the creature with the mesmerizing voice of a Conwy daughter, and then dragged it up the Conwy Valley, flailing and screaming, until eventually in its anger it killed one of the eich, whose spirit soared into the sky and became a constellation of stars. But down on earth, under the stars, one eich remained, mighty enough and ready enough to haul any other creature from any other water, from any other time in history. And though strong and fearless, the eich would respond to orders from anyone who had the will and a whip to make it move. Imagine it found its way into the circus and was paraded along the promenade in the haze of Victorian gaslight. But the crowds, soon tiring of this legendary ox, cried out for more. And the ringmaster had to plot for something extra special for their pennies. But what? A bearded lady? A thumb-sized man? A giant from the mountains? The strongest man in the world? All exhibits seen by Barnum and others like him, no. The Victorian ringmaster at Llandudno, he had to think of something extra special, something different, something truly spectacular. On the sea, sailors had sang sea shanties of the Conwy mermaid, who had long evaded their nets. Yna mae'r morforwyn yn cuddio'r yn ddyfyn o dan y tonnau, yng nghysgod o aliau castell mawr a gwylio'r ein mordaethiau. Oh, she was certainly real. She'd been chased throughout time by Vikings and villagers and Victorians alike, only narrowly avoiding capture by using a special magic from the sea, which had been contained in a beautiful mermaid's purse. With its help, she had stayed hidden down below in the shadow of sunken ships for many years, until finally when the ringmaster made his way down to the harbour and asked the sailors to bring the Conwy mermaid back for him, back for his circus, for his crowds who would, after all, adore her and would pay handsomely to see her. So, on a promise of gold, the sailors sailed out and seized her purse, stealing her magic away. And, lost without it, they ensnared her and hauled her back to shore, against her will, where she was to become the ringmaster's shining star. Now, she's imprisoned in a tiny tank and tired from the industry of man. And although some might say the tank is ornate or a beautiful display of light, actually she is nothing more than a profitable spectacle for the ringmaster. And as the crowds look on, she dreams of swimming among the ruins of Llys Helig, a sunken palace in her bay. She remembers the whispers of the waves who told her its princess and her lover, who took the life of a nobleman for the price of a golden torque. It was his sore spirit that cursed the palace to destruction under the wrath of the ocean, its waves destroying the towers and walls of their home until there was nothing left. It was his curse that ended the reign of greed on that land, until now, under the ringmaster, when the reign of greed has been resurrected and it continues. And as for the Conwy mermaid, well, she plots her escape. Perhaps it is time for her own curse, for a curse of rain, or of fire, or of destructive waves once again. However it comes, it is time to rise up. Beware curses. Gochelwch.